Oleksandr Usyk, or is that too soon?
To leave Usyk alone. Usyk's a beast, man. Different beast. Different beast.
He cannot, under any circumstances, go into a fight with Oleksandr Usyk not being past 6 rounds.
Surely not. Yeah.
That cannot happen.
We don't know what.
Do you want to see Moses Itauma with Oleksandr Usyk next, or too soon?
No, calm down. Let's get him in with Hrgovic, Caballal, those kind of guys, Bacoli, Jarrell Miller. Get the rounds, you know, but he's a brilliant talent.
Boxing veterans have cautioned Moses Itauma against rushing into a fight with Oleksandr Usyk. Even Tony Bellew strongly echoes that sentiment. Having shared the ring with Usyk himself, Bellew understands just how dangerous the Ukrainian truly is. For Moses, stepping in at this stage isn't...
Moses Itauma, he could have done that to Dillian in the pomp of his career.
Yeah.
It's styles make fights, and Moses always gonna... them styles that want to have a fight with you or aren't necessarily very good defensively, he's going to pick holes in them immediately. You know, there's nobody in the world right now apart from Oleksandr.
Derek Chisora also issued a brutal warning, and his take was even tougher. Known for being blunt, Chisora insists Usyk would completely dismantle Moses if they met today. With his own experience against top-level fighters, Chisora recognizes Usyk's speed, skill, and fight IQ as being unmatched. In his eyes, Moses accepting that fight.
You look at the future for Itauma. What do you think about his next for him?
Next one, don't know. Depends with the paymasters. Where do you want to put him?
Okay, do you think Usyk's potential? Do you think there is a potential for him to fight Usyk?
Usyk will blow the smoke eye. Usyk will kill him.
Spencer Brown didn't hold back either. He describes Usyk as a fighter from another league, placing him alongside Tyson Fury as one of the best of this era. While Brown acknowledges Moses' raw ability, he warns that facing Usyk this early would be rushing things far too fast. A danger.
Go on, Oleksandr Usyk. Will there be conversations about Itauma Usyk? Now we've seen that.
Maybe, but look, Usyk's a different animal. You know,
Even Usyk's own trainer, Sergey Lapin, gave his honest assessment. Lapin admits that Moses has talent and respects his recent victory over Dillian Whyte, but still warns him to avoid Usyk right now. For Lapin, there's no doubt Moses shows promise, yet stepping into the ring with Usyk at this stage could only end badly for the young.
Fight Itauma, this good fight. Turkey is good man. This organize more big fighter, more big event, and we see what we do, what next step, and we see what proposition with about Turkey.
Boxing manager Sam Jones, well known for working with prospects like Joe Joyce, also shared his perspective. Jones encourages boldness, even suggesting Moses should dare to chase greatness by calling out Usyk. He praises the youngster's speed, sharp movement, and natural gifts. But even he concedes that testing himself...
Moses against Usyk is what you call daring to be great. If he gets the opportunity to go on duel with the greatest of this era, then take it, because that is a no-lose situation. And you can't see Usyk blowing Moses Itauma out there, can you? Because Moses has got great feet, fast hands. Moses is a live dog in that fight. I'd give him a great chance. But if he came up short, he came up short. But it's the opportunity to fight the greatest of this generation.
Finally, Moses himself made his intentions clear. The young star doesn't hesitate. He wants Oleksandr Usyk next. His self-belief is sky-high, showing no fear of stepping in with one of the most dangerous technicians in modern boxing. Moses insists he belongs at the very top, and for him, fighting Usyk would be proof. But here's the reality. Usyk is a puzzle even elite champions haven't cracked. Moses' hunger is admirable, but this level of risk could either define his rise or derail it completely. One mistake against Usyk could change everything. Confidence draws fans, but boxing punishes ambition.
People's opinions don't really matter to me, only because it doesn't help me in the fight. There's a lot of things that my punching can't solve.
Oleksandr Usyk, would you prefer to spend time with him in his training camp for his next fight, or fight him next?
Fight him next, then spend time with him.
April, May, it's Dubois, or April, May, it's Usyk. You say immediately yes?
Of course.
Oleksandr Usyk, as always, showed nothing but class by praising Moses Itauma's natural ability and even calling him the future of the sport. But beneath the compliments, Usyk's confidence hasn't wavered an inch. He knows his experience, ring IQ, and technical brilliance put him levels above right now. To Usyk, Moses is gifted but still raw. This isn't arrogance. It's the mindset of a champion who has dismantled bigger, stronger, and more seasoned opponents time and time again. Usyk has faced every style imaginable, from speed to power to size, and always found a way to adapt. Moses might feel ready, but
Alexander, what did you make of Moses' win on the weekend? What did you think?
The great man, the great fight. I think Itauma is future for boxing. I like this guy.
He says he's ready for you now at 20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
trainer and analyst Russ Amber sees things from another angle, and his warning for Moses is sharp. He argues this matchup is an all-risk, no-reward scenario. Yes, the spotlight and payday would be huge, but one brutal loss could derail the young fighter's entire momentum. Amber respects Moses' ambition, but stresses that facing a technical wizard like Usyk this early can leave long-lasting damage, physically and mentally. Usyk has beaten champions, endured wars, and outsmarted world-class opposition. This isn't the kind of test a prospect should rush into. Boxing has a long...
But when you step in the ring, it would be, again, a situation. I didn't just say this about Parker. It's about anybody he fights. It's everything to lose and nothing to gain. But I think if I'm in Itauma's camp, I'm saying, yeah, I want that fight, the same way that Canelo jumped.
Former champion Amir Khan spoke from his own lessons. Having taken massive fights too early in his career, he warns Moses about repeating the same mistake. Khan admires Itauma's potential, but insists that timing is everything in boxing. Usyk isn't just a name. He's a complete problem solver who thrives under pressure and adjusts when others fall apart. For Moses to truly succeed, Khan believes he needs more fights, more big stages, and more time under the spotlight before stepping up to someone of Usyk's caliber. Ambition is powerful, but the wrong timing can turn a rising prospect into just another one.
You don't want to fight Usyk. I think it's too early for that. Why are you going to spoil someone's career? Let him work in.
Tyson Fury, in classic fashion, brought his trademark boldness to the debate. He insists boxing belongs to the young, predicting Moses Itauma will eventually sweep through the older heavyweights, even Usyk. While Fury respects Usyk's accomplishments, he believes youth and freshness will eventually take over. But the reality is more complicated. Usyk, despite being older, is far from fading. His stamina, ring intelligence, and technical sharpness remains second to none. Youth gives Moses energy and hunger, but without the experience and mental discipline, it won't be enough. Usyk has mastered the chess match, capitalizing on even the tiniest mistake. Fury's faith in Moses adds fuel to the conversation, but it also heaps more pressure on the young fighter's shoulder.
Boxing is a young man's game. Like I told Vladimir Klitschko when he was 37. Boxing's a young man's game and he waits for nobody. So here's the opinion, you've heard it here first. Moses Itauma will wreck all them old men out of the division. Usyk, AJ, Miller, whoever there is who's old, Zhang, whoever else there is, Luis Ortiz, all these big names of the past are all a spent force. And even the world champion now, if they took my belts and give them to Usyk, Moses will wreck him. Because he's a young man versus an old man. An old man can't.
Former three-time world champion Duke McKenzie gives a measured but firm verdict. He sees the raw talent in Moses Itauma and believes in a few more fights. The youngster could become a wrecking machine. Still, McKenzie is clear. Right now, nobody is getting past Oleksandr Usyk. That's not bias. It's simply knowledge from someone who knows the levels of elite boxing. Usyk operates on another wavelength entirely. His timing, movement, and unique angles make him a nightmare, even for the heaviest hitters. McKenzie is confident Moses has the potential to one day reach those heights, but rushing the process could halt his progress and dent his self-belief. A steady climb through top-level competition would mold him into a future powerhouse. For now, patience is the key. Champions are built slowly, not by throwing them into a test.
More experience on his side, Itauma.
That's it. Absolutely.
You know, another 4 or 5 fights down the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him. But nobody's going to. Yeah, nobody's going to.
He said Saturday who's going to give him rounds. That's what he was saying. He wanted them out of the way.
Nobody beats Usyk right now.
Do you think it's too early for Itauma to fight Parker?
That's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
I think it's a good fight. You know, like you say, like you take Usyk out of this equation.
Promoter Eddie Hearn breaks it down bluntly. He acknowledges Moses Itauma's talent and power, but stresses that facing Usyk at this stage could end badly. In Hearn's eyes, there are only 2 possible results. Moses lands a miracle shot, or Usyk gives him a masterclass. At just 20, Hearn insists timing must guide every decision. He also highlights Frank Warren's experience, saying he trusts Warren not to throw his fighter in too deep too soon. While he admires Moses' fearlessness, Hearn reminds everyone that Usyk isn't just a title holder. He's a once-in-a-generation technician who dismantles stronger men with brains, not just brawn. This isn't just about raw skills, but composure, adaptability, and mental toughness, areas where Usyk currently has the clear edge. For Hearn, the risks far outweigh the rewards, and he would be shocked if Moses' team...
But at the same time, he may go in there and get absolutely schooled by Oleksandr Usyk. Or he might knock him out, I don't know. But I, personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test. Yeah.
Sky Sports commentator Adam Smith also offered his perspective on where Moses sits in today's heavyweight landscape. Smith praises the youngster's composure, sharp hands, and natural fighting instincts, even going as far as to say Moses could already beat a large portion of heavyweights out there. But he draws the line when it comes to the elite. Against fighters like Usyk or even Daniel Dubois, Smith believes Moses simply isn't seasoned enough. He points out that raw power and speed aren't enough to overcome opponents with years of experience at the very top. Still, Smith doesn't dismiss Moses' future. He argues the gap isn't permanent. With patience, the right fights, and gradual steps up in opposition, Moses has the ability to close it. But for now, he believes Moses should build himself.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly edging. Of the top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
The boxing community is divided, and the tension couldn't be bigger. On one side stands Oleksandr Usyk, the master tactician, a champion who has toppled giants and thrived when the pressure was highest. On the other is Moses Itauma, a fearless young talent eager to prove he belongs on the biggest stage. Every analyst agrees this potential clash would shape legacies. If Usyk wins, it cements his reputation as the supreme strategist of the heavyweight era. But if Moses somehow pulls off the upset, it could mark the dawn of a new generation. It's a classic contrast: speed against wisdom, youth against mastery, ambition against dominance.